Hi, 5th and 7th period. Sorry I'm not there today. I'm in a meeting, and unfortunately, we'll be gone next Tuesday too, but I didn't want y'all to fall behind, so I'm sitting here with my 4th period.
What's happening, boy?
And we just wanted to leave you some example problems so that way y'all wouldn't fall behind and y'all could do your homework. So let's go ahead and get started. So on problem 1, it says we have a hexagon, and it has 3 sides with length x plus 2 and 3 sides of length x minus 5. And they want to know what the perimeter of the hexagon is in terms of x. First thing we need to know is a hexagon has 6 sides. And we need to also know that the perimeter is the sum of all sides. Okay, and in the problem they say that 3 sides have a length of x plus 2 and 3 sides have a length of x minus 1. So when we add those up together, we have 3 groups of x plus 2. That represents the 3 sides with a length of x plus 2. And we have 3 groups of x minus 5. So 3 sides of length x plus 2 plus 3 sides of length x minus 5. In order to write an expression, which we kind of already have, we have to simplify it though. We need to distribute the 3. So we end up with 3x plus 6 when we distribute the first 3, plus 3x minus 15. So the expression in terms of x for the perimeter, we also need to combine like terms. So I have my x terms, and I have my constants, the numbers without variables. So when I finally write it out, it's 6x minus 9. Is my perimeter of the hexagon. Okay? Okay, in between each period, or each question, sorry, not each class period, each question, I'm also going to let someone give a shout out. So here's your first shout out.
Christian, wake up.
All right, Christian, that was for you in 5th period. Justin says to wake up. All right, let's move on to problem number 2. It says to find the sum of 5 times 3x plus 1 and 2 times x minus 4. So 5 times 3x plus 1 plus 2 times x minus 4. I need to add those two things together because of the word sum. Sum means to add. Now it's simple. We just distribute the 5. You end up with 15x plus 5. And then we're going to distribute the 2. And you end up with 2x minus 8. Because 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Then we combine like terms, my x terms, and then we combine my constants, my numbers without variables. When we combine 15x plus 2x, we get 17x. And when we combine 5 and negative 8, we get negative 3. Okay? So that's problem 2. All right, here's your second shout out.
Hi, Christy, Renee, it's Ashley.
All right, that was for y'all in 7th period. All right, let's move on to problem 3. It says a rectangle has a length of 2x plus 5 and a width of 3x minus 1. And they want us to write an expression for the area of the rectangle. Well, in order to write an expression, we would need to know what the area of a rectangle is. So area equals length times width. Don't forget that. That's the formula for area of a rectangle. And now we're just going to plug in what they give us for our length, which is 2x plus 5, and what they give us for our width, which is 3x minus 1. So the area is equal to length, 2x plus 5, times the width. We replace width, or w, with 3x minus 1. Now what we need to do is we can do box method or we can do FOIL. I'm going to choose to do FOIL this time. But box method works okay too, so you can choose to do it that way. I multiply my first 2 terms together. That's the f in FOIL. 2x times 3x is 6x squared. Then I multiply my outside 2 terms together. 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. Then I multiply my inside 2 terms together. That's a positive 8x. 5 times 3x is 8x. No, sorry, that's bad teacher. 15x. They almost got a pizza point, but I caught them. And then the last 2 terms together, 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Now I combine my like terms, so I can combine negative 2x plus 15x, and that gives me a positive 13x. So my answer for the expression of the area is 6x squared plus 13x minus 5. Now they want an expression for the perimeter. Well, the perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. These formulas are going to end up on your star chart, so you'll see them on your star formula chart on your test. All we have to do is plug in the expression they give us for the length. So all I'm going to do is plug in for my length. It's 2 times the length they tell us in the problem is 2x plus 5 plus 2 times the width, which is 3x minus 1. So I just replaced the length and the width with the expressions that they give us, and I'm going to distribute the 2. When I distribute the 2, I end up with 4x plus 10. And then when I distribute this 2, I end up with 6x minus 2. Then I combine my like terms, 4x and 6x, and I combine the 10 and the 2. Negative 2, sorry. So you end up with 10x plus 8. Negative 10 minus 2 is positive 8. Okay, and on the next problem on part C, all they're asking you to do is find the area when x is equal to 12 inches. Well, the expression we found for area was 6x squared plus 13x minus 5. All I do is plug in 12 wherever I see x. So I'm going to put 6 times 12x squared plus 13 times 12 minus 5. I just replaced any x value with a 12. So I just go to my calculator now and plug in this, what I see right here. I'm going to plug that into my calculator to come up with a number. So turn your calculator on, get to a calculator page, and you type in 6 times 12 squared. Be careful that your parentheses are only around your 12, because some of you are going to put 6 times 12 and then square that value, but we only want the 12 to be squared. Okay, plus 13 times 12 minus 5. When you enter that, you get 1,015. So it's 1,015 inches squared. All right, and we're done with that problem.
Oh my god, we're going on to problem 4.
All right, let's go on to problem 4. We have the length of a rectangular window. It's 2 times its width. So the length is 2 times the width, or L is equal to 2 times W, is what the first sentence tells us. And they ask us to write an equation that will determine the dimensions of the area. So the dimensions, when they say dimensions, they mean the length and the width of the area of the window if it's 226 square inches. So area is 226 inches squared. And they want us to find the length and the width. Well, we also know that area Really? It's not letting me do this. Okay, so area is equal to length times width. We also know that. So I'm going to replace the L. We know that L is equal to 2W, so I'm going to replace the L with a 2W. So area is equal to 2W times W. We know that area A is equal to 226, right? And we can multiply 2W times W is 2W squared. We want to solve for the width, so we're going to divide both sides by 2. So W squared equals 113. Because these 2's canceled out, and 226 divided by 2 is 113. Now, since we have a square right here, the opposite of squaring something is taking the square root. The square root of w squared is w, and I can go to my calculator and type in the square root of 113. So I hit the control button, and then the square root, and I type in 113, hit enter, and I get 10.63 as my answer. So the width is 10.63 inches. So the width equals 10.63. That's terrible writing, sorry. And the length is 2 times the width. So all I do is go back into my calculator and multiply the width value by 2. So my length is 21.26 inches. And now we found the dimensions of that rectangle.
Hey Kayla and Megan. It's Brenda. Have fun in math.
All right, let's move on to problem 7. Here we go. The width of a rectangular painting is 3 inches more than twice the height. So the width is the height plus 3. The width is 3 inches more than the height. So we write W equals H plus 3. And we need to write an expression for the area of the painting. So if I draw a rectangular painting, although it's not fabulous, we have the height, and then we have the width, which we said was equal to H plus 3. So in this case, the area, instead of length times width, is going to be height times width. So I'm going to plug in for H. We don't know the H value, so we're just going to keep that H. But for W, I can rewrite W as H plus 3. So now I distribute my H inside this parentheses, correct? So I end up with H squared plus 3H. So the area of the painting is the height squared plus 3H. Okay, now they want an expression for the perimeter. Well, it's a rectangle, so it's 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So it's 2 times the length, which is in this case the height, so 2 times H, plus 2 times the width, which is H plus 3. Now I distribute the 2's, so 2 times H is 2H. And then I distribute this 2 to the H and distribute the 2 to the 3, and I get 2H plus 6. So the perimeter of this painting is 4H plus 6, because I combined my 2H plus 2H gives me 4H. Okay, now the last part of this problem is find the area when the height of the painting is 12 inches. So area, the formula we came up with was H squared plus 3H. That's just the formula from part A. All I do now is plug in 12 wherever I see H. So it's 12 squared plus 3 times 12. So I go to my calculator and I type in 12 squared plus 3 times 12. Hit enter, and the answer I get is 180. So the area of this rectangle, if x was 12, the area is 180 inches squared, because area is always in square units. I'm skipping to problem 8, and they ask us to find the perimeter of this polynomial. So we have a weird random shape. And we remember that perimeter is just the sum of all the sides, correct? So what am I going to add up? Y'all tell me. All of the sides. So give me one side, Gerardo. So x plus 4 plus what? Plus 3x plus 5x minus 2 plus what?
7x minus 1.
2x plus 3, and I'll put the 7x minus 1 up at the top. So watch what I do now. I'm using the vertical method to add all these up. So I add up all my numbers. -1, 4, -2, and 3. And that gives me 4. Okay, then I'm going to add up all my x's. 7x plus x plus 3x plus 5x plus 2x. That is 18x. So the perimeter is 18x plus 4. I just add up all of my sides. Okay? Let's move on to number 10. 18x plus 4. All right, the next shout out is a really, really special shout out to someone in my 5th period, or should I say some things in my 5th period. Go ahead.
We just want to give a shout out to Sergio's Toms.
All right, Sergio, there you go. Hope your shoes like that shout out they just got. Let's do the last problem, number 10. The rest of these problems are going to be your homework. So here, we're going to multiply x plus 3 times 2x plus 3. And what I'm going to do, okay, so I'm going to use algebra tiles because you will see algebra tiles on your test. And look, we have a little mat right here. In the top, I'm going to draw an x bar, and then 3 units. Down the side, I'm going to draw 2x. I'm going to draw 2 x bars, and then 3 1 units. When I multiply them all together, x times x is x squared, so that's an x squared. X times x here again is x squared. Then I have a 1 times x, and that's just x. 1 times x again is just another x. And then 1 times x one more time is x. And then on this second column, I've got a 1 times an x, so that's an x bar. A 1 times an x is x. 1 times 1 is just a little 1 unit. Again, I have 1 times 1, and one more time, 1 times 1. And the next 2 rows are going to be the exact same thing. 1 times x is x. 1 times the second x is x. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. We love algebra tiles. They're pretty boring. 1 times x is x. 1 times x is x. Then I have 1 times 1, 1 times 1, and 1 times 1. So I have 2x squared, right? I have 2x squared tiles. Then I have 9 x bars. I don't know what just happened, but we had 9 x bars. And then 9 little 1 units. So my answer, the product of multiplying these two things together, is 2x squared plus 9x plus 9. Okay, now I want to try and do it box method. That's a lot easier. So I put x plus 3 on the top, and I put 2x plus 3 on the bottom, or along the side. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 3 is 6x. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times 3 is 9. And if you notice, look up here. I have my 2x squared, right? And look, 2x squared. Then I have my 6x and 6x. Then I have 6x here, so there's 6x. Or, oh, I messed up. 3x.
We call that.
There's 3x. 3x and 3x. And then I have my 9 1 units, and there's my 9. Look how they're in the same order as my algebra tile mat. Pretty cool. So,
We already claimed the pizza points for that.
the factors, that's the answer. We end up getting 2x squared plus 6x plus 3x plus 9. Well, when we combine like terms, we check our answer, and we did get 2x squared plus 9x plus 9, which is the same answer that we got when we did algebra tiles. Last thing I'm going to say in this video, before I let my 4th period sign me off, is factors are what you're multiplying together. So here, my factors are x plus 3 and 2x plus 3. Those are my factors. Factors are anything you're multiplying together. So, for example, if I did 2 times 4 equals 8, my factors are 2 and 4, and my product is my answer. My product is 8. All right, so we are done. The rest of the problems that we did not finish are homework. I expect to see them done when I come to class tomorrow. Okay, here's 4th period signing off.
One, algebra, making a video for really though. You better know how to get this work done and do your best. Don't look dumb on your test. We accept nothing less than the best. Mind stronger than the best. Thoughts quicker than bullets. Bulletproof to these problems. Taking them all and solve them. This is just how we do it in 4th period. And bottom line, at the end of the line, the pizza party will be
Mine!